Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how I came back from the knee nuke that had completely obliterated my squat training earlier this year. Round about June, I was squatting 225 and the knee pain had just become excruciating. 225 was hurting on every rep and it was growing more and more seriously. And up until that point, since January, I had truly been training through the pain. So while some will say just continue to train through the pain, there will become a moment where you simply cannot do that and more drastic steps are needed. In this video, I'm going to attempt to show you some of those steps that I took in order to come back as a stronger and better squatter. First up, I've got a stretching and rolling routine that I'm going to show you. These are all the things that I do before my squatting, before my deadlifting, and this is something that during the period where I was trying to train through the pain, I had been neglecting. So between January and June, I hadn't really been doing very much of this. I was strapped for time, so I was opting to spend more time under the bar rather than properly warm up. So here I am doing my improved stretching and rolling routine, stretching my quads, my hamstrings, my hips, my glutes, and then giving them a good rollout using a lacrosse ball. And you can also use a foam roller. These little doohickeys here, this is a rolling pin, and on the screen you can read instructions on how to build one at home. This is provided by the gym, and it's just a really heavy steel pipe. So this is the stretching and rolling that I do before I squat and deadlift, and it's been effective for me. The thing to keep in mind is keeping your stretching and rolling specific to your needs. Otherwise, you're likely to just waste your time in the gym. So what you're seeing here is a new pause squat PR that I've got. So now that's a 500 high bar I came back with from this injury, and now this 440 pause squat. That pause squat PR would have been impossible had I not taken these appropriate steps necessary earlier this year in order to rehabilitate my knee. What you're checking out now are leg curls. This is now a staple T3 exercise for me. I'm doing this after every squat or deadlift workout, keeping the reps high, 10 to 20 reps per set, 3 to 5 sets per squat or deadlift workout. So I'm doing this multiple times per week. I've got a knee dominant squat, and this is really helping me keep the strength of that knee joint balanced, making my quad strong through squatting, making my hamstring strong through deadlifting, and those leg curls. You could also opt to do a GHR or any of that stuff. Now, the rest of this video, it's aimed a little bit more into the medical realm. I'm not qualified to give any kind of medical advice, so definitely see a doctor first if you're experiencing pain and listen to them. These are some of the steps that I've taken, which kind of fall into this realm. I was on anti-inflammatories. I forget the name of it. It was a bit stronger than ibuprofen. But then with the compression and the massage, I've got a few special tricks up my sleeve that I think you guys might enjoy. Now we're going to go over the specifics of compression, heat, and massage that I like to use when treating my injuries, specifically the ones that I used when treating my knee injury. And really I did it on both knees, just like I did all the stretching and then the mobility techniques that you saw just before. So before we get into this, it's important that you first start with an adult beverage. I got mine right here. The reason why this is important is because it's going to make the next two steps a little bit more tolerable. Let's talk about compression. Many times you're going to be just told to use like an ace bandage, or maybe spend $1,000 on some fancy CrossFit gear that's only sold through an exclusive premium outlet. You need an American Express Black Card in order to purchase this fancy mobility gear. I, however, have a workaround. This is top secret information. What we got right here is a mountain bike inner tube. You take this inner tube, it's going to cost like $3. You cut it down in half and then lengthwise. So I've got here a very long mountain bike inner tube that we're going to use to wrap up our knee. Start from the top and then work down. So I'm doing this over my jeans because it can actually be pretty painful. So just wrap these things up. You need to have it pretty tight. Not quite tourniquet tight, but close. A really, really tight knee wrap. We want it to be on there for maybe 2 to 3 minutes tops. So once this knee wrap is on tight, I'm going to now try to bend my knee and work through a full range of motion as much as possible. The compression piece of that RICE acronym is huge. So I was doing this every night, just a couple rounds through this, 2 to 3 minutes on, and then I'd probably take 15 minutes unwrapped and repeat the process just a couple of times. The final puzzle to our soft tissue therapy is heat and massage. And there's a really easy way to get all this done cheaply, effectively, and painfully at first, but then you kind of grow to love it. So here's the torture device. It's a car buffer, and you're going to use this on your body. No shit. So you just got back from Home Depot, you spent about $25 to $35 on a car buffer. Let's learn how to actually use this thing. Using your car buffer, there are 4 different steps. We've got flat surface with soft pressure, we've got flat surface with harder pressure, and that could just definitely be a gradient. Then we have edge soft, and then edge hard. So you're going to want to start in that order. Reason being is that with each progressive step, it's going to get a little bit more gnarly in terms of effect. If you do not put something over your skin, the chances of removing hair is definitely significant. So if you're a Yeti, you might want to wear pants. If you're not a Yeti, I still suggest doing that because you might remove some skin if you're not too careful. So definitely protect your skin before you start applying a car buffer to your body. Using your car buffer on step 1, just generally treat the entire muscle group. So that's what I'm going to do now. So that was step 1. My quad is now kind of warmed up in general across the board there. Step 2, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to push a little bit harder. Step 1 and 2 are complete. The quad's feeling a little warm, so now I'm going to get into step 3 and 4. Remember, this is rolled up onto the edge with soft pressure and then 4 with hard pressure. Here, I'm going to first work up and down my quad, so like the length of the muscle. And then once I kind of get that, then I'll start going crossways, across the width of the muscle. That's going to be what this looks like here. Thing to remember is step 4, it'll be a little bit uncomfortable, but you're not actively trying to hurt yourself with the car buffer. This is supposed to help you, so don't really go into it too hard. One thing that it tells me when I'm going too hard is when I'm pushing so hard on the edge that it starts to kind of flap against the actual machine. It makes a really annoying noise. If yours is doing that, it's normal, your machine isn't broken, you're probably just going a little bit too hard, so back up off the pressure just a little. If you are interested in using the car buffer, give it a shot and just be cautious at first and don't go too crazy. But for me, it's been a great tool in alleviating a lot of the minor aches and pains that come from soft tissue injuries. Now, if you don't want to use a power tool on your body, I completely understand it. So here's the other option, is you could spend about the same money on one of these little things. I think they're called a tiger tail or the stick. And this can have the same function as this, minus the application of heat. So you can go up and down, soft on the flat, hard, edge soft, and then edge hard. The only thing is you don't get the heat, you don't get the vibration. This is still pretty dang good, especially since it fits in most gym bags, and you don't look like a weirdo using a power tool on your body.